as a coping mechanism, or do we, does gaming feed the problem? What's happening, guys? Gemma here. I'm back again for a topic that may be sensitive for a lot of people watching. I want to talk about depression in the video game world, and I'm going to refer to an article that's really struck a chord with me. Now, I'm going to give my own personal thoughts, but I want to read something to you. I want you to listen to this. I'll link the article below, and I'm citing this from Engadget. It was posted on the 25th of March 2016 by Jessica Condit, and the first paragraph reads: Matt Hughes took his own life in the fall of 2012. He was a freelance reporter covering the video game industry, and before he committed suicide, he sent emails to some of his editors noting that he wouldn't be able to turn in more stories for one simple reason: he'd be dead. Pretty powerful stuff. Now, again, I'll link the article, but the bulk of the article is around how shocked his colleagues were, and two colleagues in particular set up an organisation called Take This, and it was specifically for people in the video game industry, developers, staff, journalists, to share their thoughts around their own anxiety and their own depression, and for it to almost become a support group. That then blossomed into a charitable organisation, and I don't live in the States, but if you go to PAX, if you go to E3, you will see a forum. I believe it's APK, it's quoted by Engadget. Sorry, AFK, I do apologise. And it's where people can literally meet face to face to discuss, their own thoughts. Now, it is, if you're not working in the video game industry and you're a gamer, maybe like you or me, you can also attend, you can talk about this. Now, something really shocked me, and I'm struggling to find out who this quote is from. I'm guessing it's from, one of the people at this organisation, but it says, this shocked me: we have anecdotal data to suggest that depression, anxiety, is much higher in the video game community. Pitts, so one of the founders. And that just shocked me, because I thought, wow, okay. And if you read further, it goes on to say, we know that the causes of this, we know that the industry contributes a lot towards worsening of mental health symptoms because of the stresses of working on video games, the stresses of changing jobs frequently, unique factors but built into video game studios. Wow. So apparently, according to this data, according to this, Pitts, who was one of the colleagues of the journalist that unfortunately took his life, have, discovered that if you're a video game developer, mental health problems are a lot worse. Now, depression, anxiety, mental health issues aren't exclusive to the video game industry. They can exist on many levels. I work in that field. There's clinical levels of depression. There's, non-clinical levels of depression. It's a very complex field. And we all have our own subjective interpretation of what depression is, how it affects us, and what we do to cope, more importantly. And herein lies my own thoughts. Do we game as a coping mechanism, or do we, does gaming feed the problem? For me, I wouldn't say I'm clinically depressed at all. I don't take any medication. I would say anxiety is more of an issue for me over depression, but there have been times in my life where I felt really low, as you may have too. And one of the things that has helped me is this YouTube channel, which is a gaming channel, buying games, which is to do with gaming, playing games, and writing about games on my website. Now, especially when I play games, I lose myself. I don't think about anything other than the game I am playing, and I really like that, and I don't realise how immersed I am in the game until I stop playing, and then my mind starts going a million miles an hour again, thinking about this, worried about this, blah 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 blah. So it's a coping mechanism for me. What is it for you? Now, don't be a twat in the comments. I'm not asking you to share your personal stories about mental health, I'm not stigmatizing anybody. This is a non-judgmental, zero, prejudice video. I just think, we have organisations and articles being written saying that depression's very high if you're in the video game world, developing, behind the scenes. But what is it like for you? What is it like for you? If you are a video game developer, maybe you could shed some light on this. That would be awesome. And if you're not a video game developer, maybe you can share this video with somebody that is. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you. Again, like I said, it's a sensitive topic, so I'll leave it in the description. Have a read, have a think, give me an intelligent answer. Don't be a twat in the comments, because I'll just fucking delete the comment. And we can just maturely debate this. I really like these debates that we have. And that's all I want to say. For me, it's a coping mechanism. It doesn't feed into my anxiety, or at least I don't think. Social media maybe feeds into my anxiety a little bit. There's so much shit that I don't want to know about. But I tailor my social media more towards gaming, so I create my own bubble, my own coping mechanism, my own method of Prozac in the world, my brand that I have. So that's me. That's my take on it. I feel bad for the colleagues of that reporter. It must be really bad, and fortunately it was the only the only suicide that year in the industry. I know it's not good, it's still one human, but it wasn't 100 and 1,000, so it's not like it's an epidemic where people are killing themselves, taking their own lives. It was one incident, but it's raised a lot of awareness, and I guess a lot of good has come out of it. So that's me. Obviously in the description, obviously there'll be, I think it's only fair to leave numbers. If people are struggling with this, in the description, if you wanted some support for yourself. Thank you for watching. I won't say subscribe, you don't need to, whatever. My name's Gemma. I'll be back soon. Have a great day. Take care.